hope everyone is doing great. So I have another video today for you guys. I actually want to talk about some plants that I'm just not crazy about anymore. And some of you guys might like them and I just don't. These are plants that at first I was like, oh, those are nice. But since I was more of a newer plant mom, which I still consider myself as far as indoor plants, I was just excited to get plants, period, right? So I ended up getting these, and I mean, there's one that I really do like still here, but at the same time, it's like giving me a hard time. So I guess you could consider this a plant that is giving me a hard time now. But yeah, I'm also a little under the weather, but I still wanted to make a video. I just recently just got sick a few days ago, a couple days ago actually. But yeah, I just felt like talking about these today. And so I want to start off with this guy right here. Now, this was the one that I actually really like, and well, for some reason, these leaves are growing all messed up and wonky and messed. I don't know. But yeah, I have tried so many things with this plant. So if any of you guys know, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I've tried to put it in, I mean, I've had it in indirect light. That seemed to like it wasn't doing anything. I put it under a grow light and it started to do this. I've tried it in a lower light position and it just wasn't growing. And so now that I put it back under a grow light and kind of like near a window, but not in direct sunlight, it seems like it's still giving me a hard time. I don't want to get rid of it because I still like it anyway. This is just a plant that I fell in love with whenever I saw it online and I wanted it. And so this is a money plant, and I'm surprised I even remember the name to this plant, to be honest. But yeah, it's a money plant, and that's what it's looking like. The leaves and everything, you can see how they kind of like are curled downwards. I did read something about it, and honestly, it could be due to a watering issue or a light issue, and I've tried everything. I always wait till this thing dries out to water it. I don't overwater it. I try not to ever overwater any of my plants, but no matter what I've done, this is what it looks like. I think right now it might be too close to a grow light, but even at that, when I had it away from a grow light and kind of further away, it was still doing this. So yes, behave, money plant. Behave and grow better for me. I actually like you. I won't get rid of that one. But as for all of these other ones, I'm actually not crazy about these anymore. And it's not that they're ugly or anything. It's not that they're gorgeous plants. They're just not for me anymore. They're just not for me. So the one back here is a Monstera stanleyana. It's variegated, and I've had this one for a while now. Well, since the beginning of the year. And I did purchase this one at Walmart, and at first I was like, oh, that's pretty, and I was kind of even debating then on getting it, but over time I'm just not crazy about this. I've tried to grow it on a pole and everything, and it's just not for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not crazy about this plant anymore. This is something that I'm more than likely going to rehome to a friend of mine that I asked if she was interested, and she said she was. So I'm more than likely going to rehome it and give it to her so it can go to someone that will actually love love him more than me, because that's just not a plant that I really care for anymore. I think as now that I'm getting more into all these like begonias and stuff, and I'm seeing like the varieties, the big varieties of just different things, it kind of like I start to kind of like think, man, these are nothing compared to I guess some of the other plants that I'm just totally in love with now. Like I said, these are gorgeous plants, like don't get me wrong, but yeah. And this one right here is an Amplissimum, I think. I can't, like I said, I never say plant names correctly, but it does have silver on it. And this one is really pretty in the sun. You can see the silver real well in the sun, and it's so pretty. But at the same time, this plant is it's not for me anymore either. I feel like this can also go to my friends if she wants it and go to a better place that someone's really going to care for it more than me. Right now I have this plant on top of my refrigerator in my kitchen, and I feel like it's doing amazing there. My kitchen is the brightest in my home, and all my plants do really, really good there. So it is flourishing there in my kitchen, and these more than likely need a repot as well because they are drinking water like crazy, insane, just drinking up all the water. So I'm more than likely going to have to repot them, or whenever my friend takes them, she can if she wants to. But yeah, this plant is pretty. Ooh, I'm dropping water everywhere. This plant is pretty. It does have the silver on the leaves. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Hopefully you can, but it has the silver there. And it is very pretty in the sun, but it's just not for me anymore. And this one, well, what is it? This is the Spathonema. So this is the Spathonema, and well, it is pretty and it's gorgeous. I've never had an issue with this plant. Even when it did have spider mites at one point, they were really easy to get rid of. And as far as pests, I mean, all these plants, to be honest with you, all these plants that I have, the only thing I've ever had on them are spider mites, and that's just because that's something that was at Walmart. Like all the plants usually have spider mites, and I was able to get rid of them really, really easy, and I haven't had an issue since. That's because this one at one point was sitting right next to a plant that had tons of spider mites that I didn't even know about until later on, and it didn't get any. And after I sprayed it, it was good. But yeah, this plant right here, I'm not crazy about. It is a gorgeous plant, and it's even got several in there. Any plants that I usually get from Walmart usually have several different plants in them. And so I'll let you see the leaves. They are variegated, and the variegation is nice on this. But like I said, it's just something that I've grown away from, and I no longer care to have. I will take care of my plants as long as I have them. I'm not just gonna like throw them in the trash or not really like pay attention to them. Although I have done that before, I have just completely like not paid attention. There is one, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. There is one plant that I'm ignoring, I guess on purpose, because that plant, I do not like it, and that's because whenever I did get it, I actually read stuff about it, and I was like, but it's pretty, and yeah, now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling why. It is a Pilea glauca, and it is a Pilea, it's not a peperomia. But yeah, it just has these tiny little like leaves on it, and they just fall off all the time. It just makes a big mess. I water it, and I've done whatever I could to keep it full, and it's like, it's not a very pretty plant in my opinion. I figured it was going to stay as nice as it was when I bought it, and unfortunately it hasn't, and it could just be my fault that I'm not keeping it. It probably needs more sun. But overall, anyways, it just makes a big mess, and I'm not crazy about that plant. So I'm going to try to rehome that one as well. The only one that I said that I am actually going to keep is this one, but for sure this one right here, I think this is an Amplismum. I'm not very like Epipremnum, Amplismum, whatever plant. I can't remember the name of it, but for sure I kind of just want to give this away. I'm not gonna lie, I did take a cutting from it just in case I eventually want it back again in the future. But for right now, I am just ready to let it go, and I feel like it's better that way. I had to get me some tea today because of my sickness. So, but yeah, these are the few plants. But other than that, man, I actually I still love this one. It's just my baby. But I will figure something out with this one and see if I can get it to grow better eventually. When I got it, it was really small, and so it has grown a lot, but at the same time, it's not looking like these other leaves, and that's what I want it to look like. But we'll see how this one goes. If you can see how they are again. We'll see how it goes and see what happens in the future with this plant. But I absolutely love this plant still, and I still want this one. So we will see what happens with it. But yeah, you guys, that is it. I just wanted to make a small little video talking about some plants that I'm just not too crazy about anymore. I do have some plants that I have struggled with that I want to make a video of and show you guys and how they're improving eventually. And so that'll be a future video. But that is it, and I just want to thank you guys for joining me on another video. And don't forget to like, and if you do like my content, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye, y'all.